Assalamu alaikum. Hi, how are you? I hope you're fine. Today's lesson is going to be about form, meaning, and function. So, let's start. But before we start, let's revise the previous lesson. ولكن قبل أن نبدأ دعنا نراجع الدرس الماضي. Match the words with its group. صل الكلمة بمجموعتها. Qualities, experience, qualifications. Degree in civil engineering. Dig slowly and carefully. 5 years in PR. So, which goes with which? Very good. Qualities goes with dig slowly and carefully. Experience goes with 5 years in PR. Qualifications goes with degree in civil engineering. Today should be the day I ask you to send your project to the email in the description box. من المفترض أن اليوم هو اليوم الذي ترسلون فيه مشاريعكم إلى البريد الإلكتروني الموجود في وصف الفيديو. Then in my next video I will show your work. ثم في الفيديو القادم إن شاء الله سأقوم بعرض أعمالكم. Lesson goals أهداف الدرس. The students will be able to الطلاب سيكونون قادرون على 1. Use the affirmative and the negative form of the simple present. استعمال الصيغة المثبتة والمنفية للمضارع البسيط. Number 2. Use time expressions from the present. استخدام التعابير الزمانية للمضارع. Number 3. Use WH questions in the simple present. استخدام أسئلة WH في المضارع البسيط. Number 4. Use preposition of time for the present. استخدام حروف الجر الزمانية للمضارع. Number 5. Use relative pronouns who, that, which. استخدام ضمائر الصلة who, that, and which. Number 6. Use past progressive with while. استخدام الماضي المستمر مع while. Now open your book on page 30. الآن افتح كتابك صفحة 30. Before we begin, I would like you to stop the video, go to question A and try to answer it. قبل أن نبدأ آمل منك إيقاف الفيديو ثم الذهاب إلى سؤال A ومحاولة حل الأسئلة. We've talked about the simple present in the previous unit. تحدثنا عن المضارع البسيط في الوحدة الماضية. So, if you did not see it or do not remember, please go to the link in the description below. لذا إذا لم ترى الفيديو أو لا تتذكر الدرس، آمل منك الذهاب إلى الرابط الموجود في وصف الفيديو. The positive and the negative form of the present simple. الصيغة المثبتة والصيغة المنفية للمضارع البسيط. Now this is the affirmative and the negative. هذا هو المثبت والمنفي. We use do not and does not with the negative. نستخدم do not و does not للمنفي. For example, مثال, he reads every day. هو يقرأ كل يوم. If we want to change it to the negative, إذا أردنا تغييره إلى المنفي, نضيف عليه does not. لكن إذا أضفنا does not, يجب إزالة اس الفعل. We add does not to the sentence. But if we add does not, we have to take out the s verb. Another example, they read every day. If we want to change it to negative, we add don't. We say they don't read every day. Now we use he, she, it, and also singular names. For example, Ahmed, Khalid, the book, with doesn't or does not. They, we, you, I, and plural names like dogs, cats, cars, teachers, Ahmed and Khalid, we use them with do not. Now let's take some examples. الآن سنأخذ بعض الأمثلة. Do as shown between brackets. افعل ما هو مطلوب ما بين الأقواس. Ali works on Mondays. Change to negative. Cats don't eat vegetables. Change to affirmative. So what do you do? In the first one we add doesn't. We say Ali doesn't work on Mondays. And in the second one, we say cats eat vegetables. Now we finished with the first goal and we go into the second one. الآن انتهينا من الهدف الأول وسنتجه إلى الهدف الثاني. Every day is called a time expression. عبارة كل يوم every day يقال لها تعبير زماني. There are a lot of time expressions that comes with the present simple. هناك الكثير من التعابير الزمنية التي تأتي مع المضارع البسيط. For example, مثال He reads every day. He reads sometimes. He reads on the weekends. He reads from Sunday to Monday. In his free time, he reads. He reads on weekends. Time expressions are used to talk about routines or habits. التعابير الزمنية تستخدم للكلام عن الروتين أو العادات. Let's now take some exercises. دعنا الآن نأخذ بعض التمارين. Put the correct time expression in the sentence. ضع التعبير الزمني الصحيح في الجملة. 2. Every day on the weekends. I love to walk in the morning. I walk blank from 6 to 7 a.m. Except blank, I start at 9 a.m. So, what's the answer for the first one? ما هي الإجابة للأولى? Very good. I walk every day from 6 blank. Very good. From 6 to 7 a.m. except on weekends. These are some of the WH questions. هذه بعض أسئلة WH. Where do you live? Where does he live? What do you do? Now, what is the meaning of what do you do? It means what's your job? المعنى من what do you do هو ما هو عملك. Now, when we answer the questions, عندما نجيب على الأسئلة, we say, I live in Riyadh. He lives in Riyadh. I'm a dentist. When we use WH questions with the present simple, we add do and does. عندما نستخدم أسئلة WH مع المضارع البسيط نضيف do أو does للسؤال. Now, we'll take some exercises. الآن سنأخذ بعض التمارين. Choose the correct answer. اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. Where do, does, use, eat? What does it, they eat? So what's the answer for the first one? ما هي إجابة السؤال الأول؟ Very good. Do. Where do you eat? The second one, الثانية. Excellent. أحسنت. What does it eat? Now, in the first one, we used do because we have you. في السؤال الأول استعملنا do لوجود الضمير you. For the second one, we used it because we have does. And does take it. وفي السؤال الثاني أخذنا it لوجود does. وdoes تأخذ it. Preposition of time in, on, at. حروف الجر الزمانية in, on, at. وجميعها تعني في. When do we use them? متى نستخدمهم؟ We use at with time. نستخدم at مع الزمن. Example مثال at 3 o'clock في الساعة الثالثة. At noon في الظهيرة. At midnight في منتصف الليل. At midday في منتصف النهار. At night في الليل. We use in with. نستخدم in مع. In the morning في الصباح. In the afternoon في العصر. In the evening في المساء. We use on with. نستخدم on مع. With days we use on with days. For example, on Monday نستخدم on مع الأيام. مثال on Monday. On weekdays في أيام العمل. On weekends في عطلة الأسبوع. On the weekends في عطلة الأسبوع. Now it's time for some exercises. الآن حان وقت التمارين. Choose the correct answer. اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. They meet on in at Sunday morning. The train arrives on in at 9 o'clock. The travelers board the plane on in at the morning. So the first one, what do you choose? They meet on Sunday. Why? Because we have Sunday, and Sunday takes on. The second one, the train arrives at 9 o'clock. And because we have 9 o'clock time, so we add at 9 o'clock. And the last one is in the morning, because we have the morning. Open your book on page 30. افتح كتابك صفحة 30. A. Complete the sentences with the simple present tense of an appropriate verb. أكمل الجملة باستخدام المضارع البسيط للفعل المناسب. Write the correct preposition. اكتب حرف الجر المناسب. He gave you an example. Ahmed is a teacher. He teaches in a high school. He works on weekdays. In this one, we're not going to stop. We're going to show the answers because I think it's easy. في هذا لن نتوقف، سأريكم فقط الإجابات لأني أعتقد أنها سهلة. Turn to page 31. انتقل إلى الصفحة 31. Relative pronouns who, that, which. ضمائر الوصل who, that, which. The man was talking to the tourists. He was friendly. هذه الآن جملتان مختلفتان. These are two different sentences. We use relative pronouns to join two sentences together. نستخدم ضمائر الوصل لكي نصل ما بين جملتين. So we say, the man who was talking to the tourist was friendly. Okay? We used who here. Why? Because we're talking about a person. استخدمنا هنا who لأننا نتحدث عن شخص رجل. Now we also can change who to that. We can say the man that was talking to the tourist was friendly. أيضا يمكن نستخدم بدل who that. Here is another example. هذا مثال آخر. The car was red. It had an accident. In this one we're going to use which. Why? Because we're talking about car. If you are talking about things or animals, you use which. إذا كنت تتحدث عن أشياء جماد أو حيوانات استخدم which. The car, which was red, had an accident. There are two parts in these sentences. هناك جزءان في كل جملة. The first part, it's called the relative clause. الجزء الأول يعتبر العبارة يسمى العبارة الوصفية. The second part is called the main clause. الجزء الثاني يقال له العبارة الرئيسية. Now also in the second sentence, the first part is called the relative clause. Why? Because it has the relative pronoun in it. القسم الأول يقال له relative clause العبارة الوصفية. لماذا سميت عبارة وصفية؟ لوجود الضمير الوصفي. The second part is the main clause. والجزء الثاني هو العبارة الرئيسية. Now, as usual, it's time for some exercises. الآن كالمعتاد حان وقت التمرين. Join the two sentences into one using which or who. اربط الجملتين الآتيتين باستخدام which أو who. Ahmed went to the store. He ate the cheese. Now, how do you join these two sentences? كيف تربط هذه الجملتين؟ You say Ahmed, who went to the store, ate the cheese. We used who because we have a person here, Ahmed. استخدمنا who لوجود كلمة أحمد شخص. The second sentence, the jacket was here. It was his jacket. كيف نجمع هاتان الجملتان؟ The jacket which was here was his jacket. So in this one we used which because we're talking about the jacket, a thing. هنا استخدمنا which لوجود كلمة jacket. الجاكيت هو شيء. Past progressive with while. الماضي المستمر مع while أثناء. Okay? Now, what do we mean by past progressive? ماذا نعني بالماضي المستمر? I'm going to talk about the past progressive just briefly because we're going to take the whole subject in other lessons. Okay? سأتحدث عنه بشكل عابر لأننا سوف نتواجه معه في دروس قادمة بإذن الله. We use was, were plus the verb plus ing. نستخدم was أو were زائد الفعل زائد ing. مثال: I was reading, they were playing. Okay? That's the form of the past progressive. هذه صيغة الماضي المستمر. Now, when we use while with the past progressive, we have to have two actions happening at the same time. عندما نستخدم while مع الماضي المستمر يجب أن يكون لديك فعلان أو حدثان يحدثان في نفس الوقت. مثال: for example, I was running, they were playing. Now these are two actions that are happening at the same time. I was running and they were playing. هذان حدثان يحدثان في نفس الوقت. أنا أجري وهم يلعبون. If I want to make them into one sentence, I use while. إذا أردت أن أجعلهما في جملة واحدة أستخدم while. For example, مثال: I was running while they were playing. There's another way you could put it. هناك طريقة أخرى لجمعهما. While they were playing, I was running. Now in this one, in the second sentence, you have to add a comma. في الجملة الثانية يجب أن تضيف فاصلة. Now let's take some exercises. الآن سنأخذ بعض التمارين. Join the two sentences into one using while. اجمع الجملتين باستخدام while. Ahmed was reading, his mother was cooking. We say Ahmed was reading while his mother was cooking, or you can start with while أو يمكنك أن تبدأ بwhile. You say while his mother was cooking, comma, Ahmed was reading. In the second sentence you have to add a comma. في الجملة الثانية يجب أن تضيف فاصلة. Look at page 31, question B. انظر إلى صفحة 31 السؤال B. In this one also we're not going to stop. في هذا كذلك لن نتوقف. I'm going to show you only the answers because I think it's easy. سأريك فقط الإجابات لأنها سهلة. Also we gave you a lot of examples on these. وكذلك لأننا أعطيناكم تمارين كثيرة على هذه. C, question C. Work with a partner. اعمل مع صديق. Make sentences to describe the actions in the pictures. اصنع جمل لتصف الفعل الموجود في الصورة. For example, مثال: It was raining while Yahya was washing the car. Okay? Now, one, you have a picture. A person named Faisal. He's what? What is he doing? I think he's reading or studying. And there's a game. Goal. You can see at the phone is goal. أرى في الصورة شخص يقال له فيصل يقرأ أو يذاكر، وكذلك ترى في الهاتف عبارة هدف. So there are two actions. إذن هناك حدثان. How do you join them into one. كيف تربطهما في جملة واحدة؟ حدثان يحدثان في نفس الوقت. Two actions that are happening at the same time. Number one, you say Faisal was listening to the football match while he was studying. Okay. Number two, Fatima, what is she doing? She's shopping and also she's talking on the phone. She's doing two things at the same time. So what do you say? الصورة رقم 2 تجد فاطمة تتسوق وكذلك تتحدث بالهاتف. Say Fatima was talking on her cell phone while she was food shopping. Number 3, what do you see? رقم 3 ماذا ترى? You see people and they are talking. Also they are waiting for the bus. تشاهد الناس يتحدثون وكذلك ينتظرون الباص. So what do you say? إذا ماذا تقول? Number 3, the people were talking while they were waiting for a bus. If you want more exercises, go to page 19 and 20 in your workbook. إذا أردت المزيد من التمارين اذهب إلى صفحة 19 و20 من كتاب النشاط. Thank you for listening. وأشكركم على الاستماع، وإذا أعجبكم ما قدمناه آمل نشر الفيديو وكذلك اشتراك في القناة. وهذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد، ونراكم إن شاء الله في الدرس القادم.